What's going on, guys? In today's video we're going to talk about something that I've been getting a lot of people have been telling me, man, I can't wait till I get a cinema camera, or when I get a cinema camera. And I think that's the wrong mentality to have, because I feel like nowadays you can create anything with any camera, whether that's DSLR or mirrorless. We're lucky to be living in this era where we can create anything with any camera, but the cinema camera obviously is some place we want to reach because of what it provides. So I'm gonna go ahead in this video just describe why you shouldn't and why you should have a cinema camera, and hopefully I can help you guys kind of figure it out. Alright, so the first thing on why you shouldn't buy a cinema camera is everything is more expensive. And by that I mean all the accessories you need to buy for it. You're not gonna just buy a cinema camera and expect to go out and shoot. You need to buy a lot of accessories. So that means batteries, that means the monitor, because the monitors that these cinema cameras tend to come with, they're not good. So you have to buy a monitor, that's another like $1,000. Then you have to buy tripods, you gotta buy gimbals. So there's a lot of things you gotta factor in. So before you buy a cinema camera, just keep in mind there's a lot of things that go into it. The second reason you shouldn't is because of setup time. So for example, if you're on set and you're doing handheld, or you're doing a shoulder rig shoot, and then from there you want to put it on a gimbal, that takes a lot of time to just change it up. It might take 10-15 minutes. 10-15 minutes, it's a big time difference. So especially if you're very limited in time on studio, that's one thing. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you buy it because you have the ability to, hire assistants, the budget is good, and you're just booking a lot of shoots in order for you to maintain that, because cinema cameras are expensive. So the fourth thing is you will need to have an assistant, and by that, the reason why I say that is because these cinema cameras are pretty much meant for a bigger crew. You could get away with a lot of things by yourself, but for the most part, you will need somebody to help you with whether that's rack focus pulling. Not sure, there's different things that you might need them, whether that's AC work. There's a lot of things, like I mentioned, you will need to break it down if you have to put it from a gimbal to a shoulder rig, from going handheld onto gimbal. So just keep that in mind. You will need somebody, and that's why an assistant is necessary when you have a cinema camera. And the most important thing on why you shouldn't have a cinema camera, and this is the last one to be honest, for me personally, is if you don't have any lighting, if you don't have no lenses, there's no reason for you to jump from a DSLR or a mirrorless into a cinema camera. While having a cinema camera does look good, it gives you the best quality, it gives you all that. If you don't have the lighting and you don't have the lenses, you're not going to be able to achieve that look that these cinema cameras tend to have. So that's why you need to make sure you have the lighting first, and the lenses and all these little accessories before you jump into a cinema camera, because otherwise you're just basically gonna have a cinema camera but it's not gonna look good. Somebody with a mirrorless camera with better lighting, or with the proper lighting, is gonna have better videos than for someone that just has a cinema camera. So just make sure you have the accessories before jumping into a cinema camera. So now, one of the reasons you should buy a cinema camera is, one thing you definitely want to factor in is if you can handle the weight. These cinema cameras are a lot heavier than your average DSLR or mirrorless camera, so just make sure you can do 15 to 20 pounds and you can hold it for extended periods of time, because for the most part, once you rig them up, they're going to be weighing about 20 to 25 pounds. So, and I have an EVA1, that's a very light cinema camera. That's not a Red, that's not no ARRI, so the bigger you get, the heavier they're going to get, so just make sure you're able to handle the load. Another reason you should get a cinema camera is you get better dynamic range. So that means highlights and shadows, you're able to get the most out of each individual. Compared to mirrorless cameras, you're most likely gonna either blow out the highlight to get the proper exposure. So dynamic range, you're gonna get so much better with these cinema cameras. You're gonna get better codecs for coloring, so you're gonna be able to get 10-bit, whether that's 12-bit. These cinema cameras tend to give you that, and it'll allow you to just give you better coloring, better look to your video. But that's if you master your DSLR and mirrorless camera, then jump into a cinema camera, because if you can't color perfectly at the best that these DSLR cameras can do, or these mirrorless cameras, there's no reason for you to come into these cinema cameras. They expect for you to just get so much because you spent so much. So another reason why you should buy the cinema camera is if you're booking enough and you want to step up your quality, because we all tend to see, as the better you get with these DSLR and mirrorless cameras, there tends to be a point in life where you start looking at your own work and be like, you want to get better, because you already reached that limit and you feel like you could push yourself, your quality, so much more. So by you getting that cinema camera, you already know you're gonna get better colors. You might get 12-bit, you might get 10-bit, you might get raw for video that these DSLR mirrorless cameras won't do. So it's all in, where are you in that level? So get it if you deserve to be there. Don't just get it because you want to say again that you have a cinema camera. Make sure you get it because you're ready for it and you have the tools and essentials. And the last thing is, I talk too much. Also, make sure, it's the one key thing that I just completely forgot, make sure you have a computer that can handle these files from these cinema cameras, because these cinema cameras tend to give you bigger res or bigger quality, and that by that I mean the file size will be a lot bigger. So make sure you have a computer that can handle it. What's the reason if you're going out there and getting a red that's gonna shoot raw? If your computer is gonna struggle, that's gonna hold you back, and that's gonna take you away from being able to book more jobs, to be able to showcase. So make sure before you get a camera, a cinema camera, the most important thing is make sure you have a computer that's gonna be able to handle 4K, 5K, you know, for the most part like nothing, just so you can go ahead and just continue to have a smooth workflow, and you know you're ready for these cinema cameras. So that's what I factor in terms of why you should get a cinema camera, why you shouldn't get a cinema camera. I hope that helped you guys out. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's alright, so that's pretty much it. Those are the reasons why you should get a cinema camera and why you shouldn't. So hopefully this video tends to help you guys. If it didn't, or if I missed out key things, just make sure you guys leave a comment below so you can help other creators know whether they should get it, or you know what's the reason for it. And pretty much it, and hopefully that, like I said, it helped you guys out. So make sure you guys like this video if it was helpful. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and put something here so you guys subscribe. Follow my Instagram, by the way, it's at Mario Visions, and you guys can DM me there if you guys have any questions, if you guys just want to talk. If you guys aren't in LA, then hit me up. I'm always down to collab, I'm always down to go out and shoot and just have fun. And that's pretty much it for now. I was about to grab this cinema camera, like I'm gonna go shoot one, damn well I'm gonna go edit. So alright, I'm gonna go edit. Peace out, guys.